Hey, so we are out today on a day out with the family, just near the house actually, at a reservoir, a lake in Scotland. Look at the weather, look how busy it is. A lot of people with boats, and there's islands on the other side. If you have a boat you could explore. And beautiful day. Over here we have a tent set up, and the wife is making fire and cooking lunch for us. So let's just go here. Hey guys, you having fun? Having fun on the tree there? Yeah. So let's just go here. Right. Just make this here so you can see. Yeah, I'm just gonna lie down. So 500 subscribers. I mean, it's not a lot, but that's you start somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere, and I really appreciate your support. Really appreciate your ongoing support. And to have 500 subscribers shows it means that I'm providing value, and that's really good. I appreciate that. I want to provide you guys with value, and that's brilliant. It shows that I am doing that, at least to an extent, and everything starts somewhere. So anyway, oh, it's really hot. So I wanted to make this video and address some of the questions that you guys have. So one of the questions you guys had was, what kind of platforms do I use, or what platforms do I have to either promote freedom income or to help people out there, help traders and investors out there. So my two major ones are YouTube and Discord. Discord, I would say, is actually my major platform, and YouTube being my second. So Discord is about 500 members or so in the Discord group, and is a completely free group. So do check it out, completely free, and you can, there's alerts, not just for myself. There's a few of us. There's 4 or 5 of us main alerters in the group, and we post alerts, trade alerts on a weekly basis pretty much, or even daily basis, in Forex, CFDs, in stocks, options, cryptos, and even some good stuff in real estate. So if you want to have a look, and that's completely free, by the way. There's no charge there whatsoever at all. So do have a look. And our win rate is very high. Our risk reward ratios are good, and there's always risk control. There's always downside management, so there's never any big losers. It's either small losers or sizable wins over time. So another thing is that in the group, if you're a member of it, it's completely free. We also have free education courses in the channel. So there's free education videos on YouTube right now. You're watching that, so it's completely free. And there's also a few charged ones on Udemy. So I have a few courses on Udemy. I think it's about 9 or 10 courses on Udemy. Again, they're very cheap. I mean, we're talking full price, like $20 or $30. But when it's on sale, it's like half price. So it's cheap as chips, but the value that's included in them is immense. Now here's the thing. I think you want to be careful at this moment in time, especially, is that there's a lot of scams out there. I don't mean to talk down on anyone or talk big on anyone, but there's just so many scams out there, and there's so many people trying to make money, and you got to ask yourself. I mean, there are really good ones as well. So this is where you have to do your due diligence. You have to be very careful who you go with, or who you learn from, right? Because if you think about it, there's just want to get some of this view here. Let's get this view of the lake here for you guys. So, wait one sec. So, just the daughters, we're on a day out. We're out at a lakeside resort. It's really nice. Just on a little holiday. So you gotta be careful. So basically, you get a lot of these so-called gurus, and if they were so rich, so wealthy, and so good at what they do, why would they charge charge you thousands of dollars or thousands of pounds or hundreds at least to teach you, right? I just think you got to be careful. I mean, there are some really good ones, but you got to get the value, and there's got to be value in it for the money. And I think a lot of them, if you look at it, they're in a sports car, they're showing you how amazing their car is and all that, and you got to question, yeah, sure, some of them may have worked hard, but you know, at least to begin with, but you got to ask yourself, where are they getting, you know, that car money? I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are getting that money from you, from some of you guys. And I'm not just saying this or to put you off, because I was one of those guys. I did a crypto course which cost me £800, which was about $1,200 or $300. I did that. I did a few, in fact, forex trading courses which cost me hundreds or thousands of dollars. I've paid thousands of dollars. I've done thousands of dollars. I've paid thousands of dollars for real estate investment courses as well, and and at the end of the day, if I'm thinking back and recapping, you could find much better value courses for a lot cheaper. And you know, and really, you are probably paying for the lifestyle of some of those so-called gurus. And you know, I'm just saying, don't get so you know, because they're very good at selling you a dream, and they are brilliant at creating that dream and that amazing place, the amazing car and all that. And really, at the end of the day, you got to think: is it for real? They're trying to help you. If they're charging that much money for perhaps limited value. I know this because I've done it and I've been through it. And if I looking back now, yeah, sure, the education is very, very important. The right knowledge and education, financial education, is super important. However, if you are you know, you're paying thousands for these guys, and I just don't think there's that much value in a lot of them. So do be careful who you go with. So we do provide that kind of education, private one-to-one trading. We literally hold your hand, and we never really watch the clock, and it's only $36 an hour. So I think there are people out there. I know there's a guy called Brock Johnson. He does Amazon FBA, for example. He charges literally like $30-40 for a lifetime of subscription. I think there are, or Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. You know, if you look at him, he's a great, amazing multimillionaire, successful entrepreneur, but he gives a lot of material for free. And I believe these are the kind of guys that are genuine. You know, you got to see how genuine it is. So that's that question answered. Okay, so one of the other questions that I'm getting is why is it that I trade personally, or I trade so many financial instruments instead of focusing on one? So for example, I trade stocks, options, I trade forex and CFDs, and I trade cryptocurrencies, and also invest in real estate. Now, one of the questions I'm getting is, why am I doing all of this instead of just focusing on one? And I guess the reason is timing as well. There's got to be some timing involved in this, right? Because for example, with stocks, last year, after that crash, after the COVID crash, when all your stocks, when your S&P dropped all the way to the bottom, that was, you know, unless if the whole of the stock market disappears, that was a really good opportunity to get in at very cheap prices on so many stocks like Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, or even NIO. I was in NIO since NIO was about $10, and you know, so these were bargain hunting prices, especially when S&P was at a low, and there was a really high chance that it was going to go up in time, and which it did. I mean, right now we're talking about all-time highs with the S&P trading at nearly $4,200. So that was that, and then there's cryptos, which every 4 years, if you know cryptos, every 4 years Bitcoin does a halving event, and the last one that took place was last year in May. So whenever, if you look at the chart, look at the history, every time Bitcoin does a halving event for the next 1 year or so, it really goes crazy style. It's like a crazy bull market, which it has. So Bitcoin, for example, I was in on Bitcoin along with about 20 or 30 altcoins since Bitcoin was around 7,000, and right now is about $63,000. So that's a really good opportunity, again, because Bitcoin was at pretty much at the low. A low was about 5 or 6K, and especially after the halving event, there was a really good chance that it could go up. And with these things, with these stocks, or with these cryptos, all I do is I swing trade them. So I find the right stocks, bullish stocks, and I basically buy it, and then I would hold it, and I would sell partials along the way. And when it's super overbought, like there's a few indicators you could use, such as the stochastic or your RSI, or just look at the price extension, the candlesticks. You know, when they are really overextended, RSI like 85, 90, and stochastic all the way at the top like 95 or 90 or 95, then really like no instrument can go up in a straight line. They all sort of go up, down, but on a gradually up. So that's, you know, I would sell most of my positions and maybe keep a little bit, and I will buy it back after the retracement. So that's with cryptos. And with Forex and CFDs, I mean, that, to be honest, you can make money either way, no matter what market conditions there are. So for example, right now, since about a month ago, or just over a month, 5 or 6 weeks ago, the S&P 500, if you are a trader, you would have noticed that it did a correction, and so far it's just basically consolidating, even though in the most recent week or two is rising again. But I expect that to dip pretty big, a pretty decent pullback correction soon, sometime later this year. And when that happens, cryptos tend to rhyme, so I think the crypto side and the stock side is going to maybe dip a little bit, but during that time you can still be I can still trade, say, Forex or CFDs, because these are always there, and you just sort of if you're very skilled, then you can go long, you can go short, you can do that with the market as well. But it's just so much easier longing bullish stocks during a bullish market. With stocks, it's just no brainer. That's where your risks are kept low and your rewards are kept high. You know, basically you're buying them at not hyped prices. You don't chase it, you buy them at bargain prices. And during a bull market, the right stocks, the bullish stocks, they will run with high probability, so you have a really high chance of making a really good return on investment with these kind of with swing trading with cryptos and stocks, in my opinion. And with Forex, you could just day trade that or even swing that, and again, you got setups and strategies which you can do that, and you can do that pretty much all year round, although in my opinion is probably the most challenging to profit, Forex speaking. So yeah, and also real estate. With real estate, you know, that again is a matter of timing. You want to be buying below market value priced real estate or properties, and you want to maybe flip, you want to buy ones that's a bit distressed, you want to flip it, you want to add value to it, remortgage it, maybe pull the money out and then rent it out, get an income. So that's really what you want with real estate. And again, you don't want to be selling real estate when the market is down, but if you look at the history over time, real estate always increases in price. You know, over the long period, it never really, you know, it's always rising. You don't want to be selling it when it's down. You want to be buying it, and you want to be selling it when it's high. And there's the same idea with stock market. You want to be buying the stock on the dips when it's low, and you want to sell it at the high. And this is where I think a lot of people perhaps make the mistake, because they use their emotions instead of logic and plan and strategies. So with the right strategies, I think with stocks, I would even say it's not very difficult to profit with it, as long as you're patient. The two main important ingredients you need with stock investing or investing in general, I think number one is patience, and number two is discipline. If you have patience and you have discipline and you use that, and you start getting into emotions and chasing hype, in the long run, quite likely, very likely to make good profit, decent income from trading and investing, although that takes some skill and that takes some patience. And again, like what Warren Buffett says, the stock market is basically a platform whereby money is transformed from the impatient to the patient, and I really agree with that. I think that there is a lot of truth in that. So anyway, I think I'm gonna end the video here. Won't make this video too long, and I'm gonna enjoy this day out with the family at the beach. We're about to have lunch soon, or at the lakeside anyway. So look at this people in the boat. Look at that. It's so beautiful, right? Look at that. And again, I'm not trying to remember, I'm not trying to sell you a dream here, right? Because let's be honest, right? These people are trying to sell you a dream with their sports cars and they're on a beach, all that stuff. I mean, let's be honest, that even if you could, with swing trading investing, you could be doing that. But even if I could, I wouldn't be spending every day at the beach anyway. I would be working sometimes. I mean, I think fundamentally, and let's be real here, I would say the only few things that can give you a passive income, if you like, are investing in the stock market, either in the public markets, or you invest in real estate, and they will genuinely give you or provide you with a passive income. But that's going to take some work. It's not like what some of these gurus make it like. They're trying to sell you a dream, you know. It takes a lot of work. I mean, I was in the restaurant business for over a decade anyway, and I was working personally about 70-80 hour weeks on average, and even on top of the 60 to 70 to 80 hour weeks, I was working like 6 to 7 days a week for years, literally years in a row. I was building a side hustle, and my side hustle was real estate. So I started investing in real estate since about 5 or 6 years ago. So on top of the working in the environment of the restaurant, I was actually building a side hustle of real estate, and I started trading stocks and shares and cryptos since about 3 to 4 years ago. So as a result of all these years of work on the side hustle, now my side hustle has become my main thing. So now I can actually afford to just trade and invest and be able to live off that quite comfortably. But that takes a level of skill, and that takes a lot of work. It is not just like what these people are selling you dreams, you know, within a couple of months you're going to get rich quick like that. If you buy into that, I am quite confident you're more likely to lose all your money than to actually make it. I think with trading, investing is a patience thing. You've got to be patient, and you've got to work hard, especially at the beginning. If you have some capital, you can build it faster, of course. But if you don't have a lot of capital, it can still happen. But I do believe it's going to take some work. It's going to take a couple of years, maybe 5 years of hard work, and then you can build something substantial and have that passive income to feed you. That's going to take time. And again, even with that passive income, personally, I would be spending every day at the beach anyway. I'll be working sometimes because it's a part of life. So yeah, I want to share all that with you. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this day out at the lake with the family now. I'm going to have lunch soon. Thank you guys. Happy trading.